flexibility in project management, where you'll be able to change the customers right now. So you'll be able to adapt the project details to meet your changing requirements. Let me just give you an example. Imagine if you made a small data entry while creating a project. Imagine that you associated a project with a wrong customer. What can you do? Till this point, you won't be able to do anything. But right now we have given, you have the option to avail this. You have the option to change the customers also. But there are some strings attached to it. Now will be explaining that a lot, that more. So here you go to the project section, and at the top right, you can create a new project. Let me just show something. Let me just change it. No, I'll do one thing. I'll create a new project like March project. We have series. I'm going to go with the series only, and the due date will be in March 31st. Choose the customer. I'm going to go with Ganga Nagulan, and project manager Varan Krishna. Then the milestone managers can also be set. I'm going to use all these 4 users here and complete the project. Any kind of narration you will be able to provide. Complete the project by March last week. Okay, submit. So a new project was created here. Oh, did I change the series? I think so. Maybe this will be the default series. Anyway, no issues. So here, you see, this is the customer, right? I made a small mistake. Okay, sorry. That was Mars middle project was, so sorry from my side. This is in fact the project that we created. This is the project view. So I'm going back, not with ID. So we have March project here. Maybe with ID itself will be more comfortable, I think. 16. Sort it in a descending order. Here it is. So if I want to change the customer right now, I will be able to change the customer, no issues. But here is the catch. For this particular customer, imagine I created an invoice against this particular project. So here is the project, and here is the invoice that I'm going to create. So these 3 are the items. 3, 2, 123. Okay, fine. This is going to be the items. Then save. Now we have a customer called Madhav, right? The invoice is associated with the project. So which project that I'm talking about? This one. The invoice is associated with the project. And right now, if you go to edit and if you try to change the customer, you won't be able to do that because customer cannot be changed as invoice with different customers associated with this particular project. That is the issue. All right. But there's another thing. You can, if you want to, okay, let's take a situation in which there is a project where there is a customer Madhav, but Ali Shahid is also involved in that project, and he will be. You have to invoice a particular few items to that particular customer as well. So what can we do? We won't be able to change it, right? So here comes the catch. You can change it like this. You can keep it like choose customer itself. Simply, you're not choosing any customer. That's the thing, and you can submit. So right now in this particular project, there are no customers. So if I go to the details, I could see that I've already created an invoice and against this particular customer, that is Madhav. Now I want to create another invoice. My question, I want to create it to Ali Shahid. So will I be able to do that? Of course, yes, definitely. Now this person has a catalog attached to him. So maybe I'll choose these 2 items. Fine. And if I save it, yes. So Ali Shahid, project number 00016, right? And for that particular project, if you go to the sales section under the invoice details, you could see that I have invoiced two different invoices to two different customers in the same project itself. So how did I do that? I did it by simply going into the project section, choosing the project, editing the project, and changing the customer. I just changed the customer to just choose the customer in which I have not chosen any customer at all. In such kind of situations, you will be able to provide invoices or create purchases or anything like that on the sales side, not the purchase side, the sales side. You will be able to provide any bills to a number of customers, multiple customers. So that is the advantage of using that particular functionality. All right. So I hope that was clear. If there is any doubts, please shoot. Yes. Okay, there's a question coming from Agatha, and the question is that will to how much customers can we do the same with respect to projects? There are no limitations to that. If you did not choose any particular customer, if you left that field empty, then you will be able to provide invoices to n number of customers. Imagine in a project there are three different people involved. The expenditure is met by three different people for three different phases of that particular project, and in three different phases you have to provide an invoice to three different people. So in such kind of situations, if you have five different phases, five different customers also, or 10 different phases and 10 different customers also, you will be able to do that. So there are no restrictions to how much number of customers you will be able to give an invoice to, and to even a single customer also, you will be able to provide multiple invoices also, or any sort of bills like that. So no restrictions there. I hope that is clear, Agatha. Yes. Okay, moving forward. Next one, speedier ledger report were optimized loading times. And for this particular enhancement, I have to talk about one of our reports. And the report comes under the ledger part, and that is all ledger. The customer report and the supplier report were already optimized. The specialty about all ledger reports is that if a company, let's take a bigger value, I would say. I would go with something like this. I'll take this particular instance or particular workspace. If I go to this reports, or ledger report, yes, it's going to be a huge value, right? And this is going to be in AED. There are a lot of sort of accounts here, and the speciality is that let's take a value. Let's just sort it, and under some creditors, you can see this is a huge value. If I select it, a bunch of data is going to pop up. And if you have used EalSuite for 2 or 3 years, and you have a bunch of data associated with all of your chart of accounts, then for few people it was taking a lot of time for this particular report to load. So we have optimized into a very greater extent so that the time in which the all ledger report gets loaded has been limited, was restricted into few seconds, even with a large chunk of data. That is the enhancement. So right now, if we go to the report section into the ledger reports, all ledger, customer report, and supplier report is right now in an optimized manner. All right. Yes. Now, finally, smoother onboarding journey or improved onboarding process. So, the specialty about this particular update is I don't have anything to show to you right now because I'm not going to be onboarding into a new instance here. While you're onboarding, you could have seen buttons. So that particular button's design, the UI has been changed right now into something similar like this, into all of these buttons. So we are producing, or we're introducing a uniformity into all the different buttons that we have. We're using all throughout the system. That is very important. It's a very small enhancement already. You won't be able to see, all the existing customers won't be able to see that or won't be able to experience it, but you are experiencing it in different areas of the software. That's a specialty. All right. So that is the key. Yes. And I've already told you that this week we don't have any resolved issues or any bugs that we want to, take a detailed look into. So in that case, we'll be moving into the Q&A section. We have already concentrated a lot on the employee side of things with a lot of data and employee creation, forms, so and so. So if you're having any doubts regarding project management update or related to employee data management, you can right now ask me in the Q&A section, or you can even write it down in the chat, or you can use a raise hand option. I will unmute all of you personally so we can speak. Any doubts? I can see no doubts being asked. All right. So I hope nobody's having any doubts then. All right. So thank you very much, everyone, for sticking around with me for like nearly half an hour. Your engagement is really appreciated. I know that this week we don't have a lot to show right in front of in terms of in terms of the features and everything, but the employee management feature is a very it's something that we are building up from scratch. So it will take time, and we'll need a lot of energy to do that also. So such kind of virtual gatherings is really exciting for me, for showcasing what we have developed right now. So remember, everyone, there are a lot of awesome updates and new features coming in your way. We're constantly pushing the boundaries and making EalSuite even better bi-weekly. And I can't wait to show more of it. And I can't wait for the next webinar also. So thank you very much, everyone, for joining. If you're having any further doubts, please reach out to our support team. All right. Shoot them the question. Hop on to our forum, and also you can ask your questions there as well. And yeah, happy to help, happy to chat. Thank you very much, everyone. Bye. Your feedbacks and ideas are much appreciated. I hope that I think it's time to wind up. Not a lot to say this week, I would say. See you next time. Bye, everyone.